The Witch of Izalith wanted to prolong the Age of Fire even more than Gwyn, which is what doomed her and her kind. A new game plus, the Lost Sinner drops the old Witch's soul, most likely belonging to the Witch of Izalith. So let's have a look at the weapons you can make from that soul first. The Chaos Blade, a katana of unknown origin. Damage to foes also damages its owner. The peculiar pattern upon the blade suggests a sinister nature of this cursed blade. It is an alluring vortex and a lonely soul. That was the description from Dark Souls 2. Here's the one from the first game. A curved sword born from the soul of Quelaag, daughter of the Witch of Izalith, who was transformed into a chaos demon. This blade inherits only the chaotic nature of Quelaag and has a unique speckled design. Blade wielder erodes along with opponents. More on chaos demons and the Witch of Izalith later. For now, I think you can guess the effect of this weapon. Actually, we already saw it in action when we went through No Man's Wharf. As an additional effect in the first game, it had scaling with humanity, which is absent from this game of course. In the first game it also had a red sheath, which is absent here for some reason. I don't know why, it looked pretty cool. But still, it's a pretty neat katana. Although seeing as you take damage when you hit enemies, it can potentially kill you. The other thing we can make from the old Witch Soul is actually a weapon buff, Flame Blade. A pyromancy that imbues weapon in other hand with fire, adds fire damage to the types of damage the weapon already inflicts. Pyromancy and sorcery are said to be like oil and water, but in fact their origins can be traced to a common source, and that source would be the first flame, probably. Meanwhile, I prepared some side-by-side comparisons, so you can see what the Flame Blade adds. I reckon the effect would be slightly improved if you were to use it on a weapon that does fire damage from begin with. So, now about the Witch of Izalith and her Daughters of Chaos. After helping kill the dragons with their pyromancy, the witch was hanging out in Izalith. By the time we happen across it, we get a distinct lower Norfair vibe from it, as it's all in ruins. It is that way because the witch ruined it. Much like Gwyn, she was obsessed with the first flame and the power it grants. However, opposed to Gwyn, who wanted to relight the first flame, the Witch of Izalith had a brilliant idea. She created her own first flame. Only it backfired. She did succeed in creating a powerful flame, but it was a twisted fire the game calls the Chaos Flame, which is also a source of Chaos Pyromancy. In the first game, Chaos Pyromancies are more powerful versions of regular ones. However, it did not just improve pyromancies of the witch and her daughters. It spawned chaos demons and also twisted the witch and several of her daughters and other citizens of Izalith into chaos demons as well. The ones who were transformed apparently did not lose their mind. They were not innately evil and in some cases not even hostile. Ceaseless Discharge would only attack if you looted the corpse of his dead sister. Quelaag's motivation for attacking you was so she could harvest your humanity to save her sister. Also a chaos demon who was poisoned after sucking the deadly poison out of a creature that would dedicate his life to her in return. The other chaos demons were the Asylum Demon, the Stray Demon, the Centipede Demon, the Taurus Demons, the Capra Demons, possibly some other demons, and the Demon Fire Sage, who was the first of the demons actually. This whole Chaos Demon thing did not sit well with Gwyn though, so he went on to fight them. In the process of fighting them, the Silver Knights he brought with him were scorched black and became the Black Knights we know and love. They did not succeed in wiping out the demons, at least not completely, but I reckon they got some of them at least. In Dark Souls 2 we might have the Smelter Demon as being a Chaos Demon as well. It's possible, but we can't know for sure. The Chaos Demon we want to talk about though is actually the Witch of Izalith herself and how she relates to the Lost Sinner. With her transformation, the witch turned into the Bat of Chaos, the most hated boss in Dark Souls. Not due to immense difficulty, but just really bad unpolished design for a puzzle boss. Let's not talk about that though. The most interesting part is that despite the Bed of Chaos being a seemingly very large and imposing tree-like creature, it's actually controlled by a small bug that rests underneath that big thing. In the Lost Sinner's intro, we see a small bug crawling inside the Sinner's mask, which really evoked that image of the Bed of Chaos in me, despite being a much better boss, of course. This is by far the strongest link between one of the old ones from this game and the original lords. That, coupled with the fact that Shalquar actually telling us that the Lost Sinner was imprisoned for attempting to light the first flame, well, Shalquar actually has something to say about every old one. I just could not trigger it yet. The bit about the Sinner is the most interesting and telling one anyway. Well, with exception maybe of the next one, but we'll get to that. Now, who's Shalquar then, to know all this stuff? Someone we know from the first game? Maybe. I have a theory or two. A little far-fetched though, so I'm not gonna share it here, maybe in the thread. What's important now is who the Sinner is, or rather why she did what she did. Was she actually influenced by the Lord Soul of the Witch of Izalith? If that's true, the better judgment of the witch should prevent her from trying to create another First Flame. Perhaps the influence of the Lord Souls is lesser than we expected though. Or maybe the beings who hold the souls are influenced by the memories or just plain personality or will of those who originally had it, forcing them to repeat things they did. Or perhaps the witch believes that trying the same thing a second or however manyth time will turn out better, who knows. After all, many kingdoms have risen and fallen on this very spot. There possibly were many cycles of ages of fire and dark, both of which will eventually fade and force someone to decide what the next age should be. The fact that Dark Souls 2 seems to reflect the plot of the first game in such a way points towards this kinda. Then again, those are the only two ends of cycles that we actually have the pleasure of witnessing, so there's no way to know how all the others turned out. Not that it matters though. We just gotta do with what we have right now. And for now, I think we have enough information on this whole old witch thing. There's one old one's soul left to collect and one lord to go along with him. Interestingly, it is one without a lord soul, so this might turn out to be interesting. For now though, I'm signing out. See you then.